excited to be here with Coach Tommy Pavia. Tommy, interested in hearing more about what you're doing and with this 360 strength training systems. Very cool concept. Been
Thank you.
connected with you on LinkedIn for a little while and just love your passion and energy. And I said, hey, let's tell our audience what you got going on. So if you would, I'd love to have you start a little background about yourself.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, Chris. And first and foremost, I'm incredibly grateful, right? Incredibly grateful for the opportunity to share with your audience and your network and anybody else that, would catch this, what we're currently doing and what I've been up to and a little bit about me. So a little bit about me, guy originally from New York, now in North Carolina, father of 5 children, and super excited about, the world of fitness, right? I'm a longtime teacher and coach. I'm a head wrestling coach still. Was on the Air Force national team back in the day, the All Air Force team. That's something that you and I have in common as far as being veterans. Very, very proud of that. And it really boiled down to some frustrations in training that I had, right? Way back in the day, I had Olympic aspirations that didn't come true. And, one thing that I learned about a startup company and also about being in fitness, especially when you have an idea like we've had, is what it's like to set high level goals, put a lot of work into it and fail at it and also have some success along the way too. So, a little bit more about my background: educator, also a certified mental performance coach. I love getting in the gap to help people get better, right? Whether it's wrestling, whether it's entrepreneurship, whatever it is, I love being in that space. Mental performance training is a big deal. And it really does kind of go hand in hand with the project of 360 strength training systems. So like I said, very frustrated as an athlete. And so I wanted to create something that would give me and give others an edge in competition. So that's not some type of new idea, right? So I really had the first idea that failed was a mental skills training course. And this is way back in the day. And I actually had a membership website that within 6 months, it basically just crashed and burned. And I really kind of was kicking the can down the street in my life, feeling sorry for myself, quite honestly. And as an aspiring athlete, I remember having a plateau, and this is where it was all born. I had a plateau in my competitive days, and I went back to high school, my freshman year, when I had some success with some different technique series. And I started to think about that reflective process. So I did the same exact thing. I said, okay, this thing failed, but what can I learn from it? What can I gain from it? And so I did that. And the 360 Strength Trainer was born because I remember back in the day as a kid that was raised in a basement in New York with a single parent mom that made it great for myself and our 3 siblings, that we had faith, family, and fun. She made it great. And we were able to navigate through tough times because of that encouraging environment. So I wanted to make sure that I was going to take this and do something with it. And so what I did was I remembered back in the day I had push-up bars that I got for Christmas as a little kid. And then I started to think about what has been around for a real long time that's still around today. And that was an ab roller. So I took the idea of push-up bars and ab roller, and I married it together to now what's called the 360 Strength Training Systems as a company. And then this 360 Strength Trainer is basically, we call it the lumbar. It's like a barbell with wheels and 2 dumbbells with wheels. We call those the short bars, and created a system of training with resistance bands that, quite frankly, I'm humbled with the feedback and success that we've had as far as how people have responded to it. So that's a little bit about me. That's a little bit about the backstory. I'm obviously a passionate, high energy guy. I love blessing others and making a positive difference in the lives of others, whether it's through the mental performance side or the physical side, because I know every day they all go hand in hand.
Absolutely. So the 360 Strength Trainer, tell us just a little bit, like what kind of, how's that going to make somebody better? What does it actually do?
Yeah, great question. So it was originally developed to be a core strength training device and evolved into a total strength training system. So one of the things that, having a degree in the area of exercise science, knowing the transverse abs and the core was a big part of overall strength development, right? Which would lead to performance. We want to create something that was like a weighted core strength training device. At least that was my idea. And I keep saying we, and I would be remiss not to mention my partner, who is a head assistant coach at Princeton University, a guy named Sean Gray, a couple-time All-American, great guy, great friend, great business partner. And we started to kind of get to work on, dialing into how does this help people, right? So when you work with a 360 strength training system or trainer, it really attacks the core in a huge way. It really, you feel it the next day after that. You see and feel. So what we learned really, really quick was that this device was able to get quicker results with less work. And so we started to kind of go down that road and started to think, what if we created a shorter version, kind of maybe disrupted the fitness industry as it relates to group fitness, and which is typically 45 minutes to an hour of training classes. We said, how about a 15-minute class or a 30-minute class? What would that look like? And how would that serve big box gyms who have time slots and have trainers that do these classes to serve their customers, right? Their clients. And so we really start to kind of reverse engineer the product. So one thing what we found out is we couldn't make it too heavy, but we couldn't make it too light. So the long bar, you may even be able to see it behind me here a little bit, is approximately 25 pounds. The two short bars are 15 pounds each. And then we have the resistance bands, both 10 and 20 pounds. And you can go up to, 100-pound resistance bands. And you can attach it to the bar itself and to the body or anchor systems. So the versatility is through the roof. You can just do so many different things with it. But that's the long version of the answer, right? The short version is it is an amazing device in getting total body strength that starts from the core and goes outward, right? It really hits the core in a deep way, and you see and feel the results right away. It's quick. So that's what we love about it. We just recently had a class a Saturday ago. We had bunch of folks there, from soccer moms to one particular close to, I would say, world-class athlete. And every single solitary one of them were challenged, and we're excited about working with the 360 strength trainer.
Yeah, it's something you mentioned, that anybody from, a beginner to like you said, world-class athlete can use this product.
Yeah. And that's what we love about it. Right. I mean, because, if you go talking about that reverse engineering, when you go into a fitness class, right, and we've been into a lot of them, to kind of study and learn, right, and grow, to serve. At the end of the day, to serve, to bless. We start to see that, there's lots of different fitness levels that go into different group training classes. And these fitness levels can be, from beginner to intermediate within a beginner class or within an intermediate or even advanced class. So you have to have modifications. You have to have some levels or some tiers that some other folks, maybe they're not there yet. And one of the things that we've discovered with the 360 strength trainer is that it is great at assessing the fitness level of people. And this is something that I've learned. When you're looking at an overall person's fitness level and you want to see the gaps so that you can fill those gaps to help, become stronger and healthier, there's nothing like the exposure of your core, because most high-level trainers will tell you that if there's deficiencies in strength, almost always it goes back to the core, right? Because if you don't have strength in your core, you're probably going to have some issues in other areas of your body, right? And the other thing that we've really liked about it that we did not see coming is our device has been really well received by a lot of folks in physical therapy. So there's a great kind of modality there that can be used for rehabilitation, recovery, getting back to that level of strength. And that's why, as an assessment tool, it really is one of the best things that we've been able to see on the market today. So we're super excited about that and how it helps serve a great group of people.
Oh, absolutely. So you mentioned that, you guys have been doing this for a little bit and having some success and looking to scale and looking for some possible investors and maybe some people out there that love this concept or idea. Talk a little bit more about that, if you would.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be really super transparent when you get to that part, right? So, and to every part, but this is where it gets raw. In the world of business, I don't have to tell you, Chris, right? But we need people that see this not just as a device, right? By the way, we have other devices that are standalone as well as accessories to the 360 strength training system, and that's why we called it that. But we need somebody that believes in us. We need someone that believes in the concept and the things that we have, that if we just take a broad shot at the fitness industry and how many folks that we've come across from beginner level all the way to super elite level. And I'm not just talking about the end user. I'm talking about people in the industry, strength and conditioning coaches, physical therapists, high-level trainers, content strategists that have, backgrounds in fitness at a high level, on-air personalities. You're going to find out that this is something, we know it's a viable product, right? That can serve the greater good of helping people get healthier and stronger and better. We need someone, either an individual or a group of individuals, that has the bandwidth, the time, that has the resources, right, the capital, to put some legs underneath us so that we can really get this to the next level. At the end of the day, and I say this humbly, right? I'm a coach. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a coach. But I know how to work, right? As an aspiring, former Olympic hopeful, I know what it's like to work. I don't have a challenge with work. Our team doesn't have a challenge with work. We're the kind of folks that if you get in front of, you're going to know really quick. We've got a lot of energy. We've got a lot of passion, but we're putting together the work. We need someone has kind of been there and done that, or at least has that bandwidth and the resources that can do that on the investor side. So we are looking at that as we continue to work and put content together and continue to grow every area that we can grow. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here. Super grateful to you, my friend, and all the folks that are listening to this right now.
Where can someone find you if they want to reach out to you for more information regarding that?
Best place is LinkedIn. Love LinkedIn. Coach Tommy Pavia, LinkedIn Coach Tommy Pavia. And Instagram, 360 Strength Training. It's a small little following that we have, and it's kind of a little bit strategic. I've shared that with you in the past. And Facebook too. My kids say, Dad, Facebook's for old people. So I said, well, okay, I'm an old people then. So Facebook, 360 Strength Trainer. You can see me there on Facebook as well. And Superior Athletes Academy on Instagram. I do a lot of kind of cross-pollination there with the two businesses. But yeah, that's the best place is LinkedIn, and then the others that I mentioned.
Awesome. Well, great to have some time with you, and excited for everything that's going to come with this training system that you have. Thank you, Chris. Impressive, and what we've discussed, I'm pretty impressed. So look forward to hearing more about it, and great job.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Super grateful to you. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, and thank you to all those folks out there. We're hoping we'll see what God does with it, and blessings. Thanks.